world and started like working with money, they use the decimal to be exact because there's not exactly 365 days in a year because we know we have leap year, so every 4 years we have an extra day. So we're gonna use, yeah. But they would use like 365 point.
How do we have an extra day every 4 years?
Because of leap year, because of February, whatever day it is, 29th. We only have it once every 4 years. Isn't that crazy? We have an extra day every 4 years.
So 365 is 366.
Yeah, but in the finance world, they would use like 365. I think it's point like 4.3, something like that. We'll just use 365. But if you like go to college and study finance, and you're like, wow, Miss Ward told me this is 365. This is my plug right now. That right now I'm like a little bit of a liar because it should have a decimal, but we're not going to use the decimal.
Huh?
Might be fake. Monthly is what you see most common. If you invest in like stocks, you probably get dividends every month. Okay, I'm gonna clear this in a second, and we'll look at our first couple of problems together. We'll do like 3 or 4 of them together because they're kind of a lot. Not gonna lie to you, this will be a lot. Cool. Is everyone kind of okay with this part?
Yes.
Most common is monthly. If you have like a savings account or you invest in stocks, you probably get dividends for your interest every month. That's what I get for my savings account. So every month I get extra money. That's the most common. We're gonna look at a few problems. They're not that bad once you know where to plug things in. We use a calculator for 90% of it. Once you have the setup, you're just plugging it in a calculator.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quit this. I'm gonna write the formula at the top of this page. You guys have it on yours already, but just so we can reference it. Okay. That is our formula. On all of these, we will not know what A is. A is like the total amount you'll have after a period of time. So it's saying if John here invested $5,000, we're going to solve to find how much he would have in 20 years, is what we're looking at. And A would be however much money we have at the end. I'm going to walk through a few of them because I'm not going to lie, it's like a lot of placing numbers. Once you place them, you're good to go. We've got calculators. But it's knowing where things should go, which is the harder part. So if I'm reading through, it says I invest $5,000 at 6% compounded annually for 20 years. It's asking us the total return on the investment. So I'm investing $5,000. That'll go in place of P because that is our principal, the initial amount that I'm giving.
6.
So true, and I have, Angel says 6. 6 is going to be our R value because it is our rate. R means the interest rate. I have $5,000. That is my principal. I'm going to kind of keep writing really quick.
It's
I
money.
see in my formula, I have a parenthesis. I have a 1. I have a plus sign. And then I've got the R, which is 6%. But I can't just write 6. I have to write it as a decimal. How do I write 6% as a decimal? 0.06.
20 years.
I have 20 years. Where do we think that goes?
On the bottom?
Close. It goes in T for time.
Oh.
The number that goes on the bottom is one of those key words that we saw on the left-hand side, like quarterly and monthly and daily and semi-annually and annually.
Monthly.
Which one do we see?
Monthly.
Do we see monthly? Because I see a different word
Word.
in this scenario. I invest $5,000 at 6% compounded annually. Yeah. Annually goes in place of the N. There are 2 N's. We're mostly practicing like the setup part, but I'm plugging in N as annually. So in my denominator, the bottom part, I have the number 1. And in my exponent, I have 1, which is N times 20, which Angel says is the time. This is what I will plug into a calculator. I'm going to write out exactly how to write it in a calculator with like calculator symbols as well. This is just going to be calculator symbols. I would write 5,000 And then I would do parentheses again. 2 parentheses, and then you have this symbol, and then you have 20 times 1. In a calculator, we excessively use a lot of parentheses. So in a calculator, I would type it in like this with extra parentheses so that the calculator knows